I'm kind of tired, so I lay down in bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving alter ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long,
Sleepy time.
I had completely dozed off. Excuse you.
Ding dong.
Bing bong.
Huh?
A nighttime guest.
Sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world.
Giggity.
Makoto.
Rattle.
Kid out here. Kyoko, what's going on?
Get over here.
Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. Sounds like something's happened. As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said she'd come to us in the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry.
What's happened? What do you think?
Maybe Monokuma took a massive crap on the floor.
Indeed. Monokuma is dropping his loads all over the place.
That's hilarious. I think...
He ate Hina's chili.
Indeed.
Now he's dying in the inside.
I think Byakuya killed Hiro and framed Sakura.
Okay. Continue.
Makoto! Kyoko!
You're not doing your voice right.
I'm not doing the voice right. Do I have to?
Makoto, Kyoko.
Makoto, Kyoko.
Hina, what's wrong?
Something's not right. In the rec room.
What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door and I hurried to look inside, and when I did... What? Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door open.
Uh-oh. I tried.
I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door is locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations. We're going to force our way in. I just said the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why? Feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair? Either way, this door isn't locked. Which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in. Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way.
Okay, I'll go grab something to break it with. Hold right here.
Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure... Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. That silence didn't last long.
Here. I found a broom in the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Come on, please, hurry.
Okay, you two stand back. I took hold of
Vamos.
the broom and swung as hard as I could, aiming directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 tiny pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair, leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could. The moment I laid my hand on her... all I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body, and then... Alright, Hiro did it.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Why do you think Hiro did it?
Because Byakuya is too obvious.
A body has been discovered.
And I refuse to believe that I'm going to go through another chapter immediately after losing my favorite female to lose my second favorite female.
After a certain amount of time, which you may
Who's your second favorite, Hina?
No.
the class
Sakura.
trial will begin.
Oh,
No.
no, she's gone.
Oh.
Genocide Jill.
I see.
You know it's not Kyoko. It could be Kyoko.
Nah, she's too
What if,
important.
what if it was Makoto?
Yeah, I did it somehow.
Sakura. Sakura's dead. She's really dead.
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura was really dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction?
I have to go get them. I have to get the other.
On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room, and I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long.
I got everyone. Ogre.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
Sakura's been killed, I see.
As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began. You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
No. Whoever killed her. It's not just someone in the room. It's one of you. Hirobiyaki Otoko, one of you killed Sakura. What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation?
I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it, I know it. Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much by getting mad. What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer. That's right. It's the next Monokuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that blue little face of yours. Now then, with that,
Hold on, there's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, it saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fights. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one.
what is this?
Yeah, you owe them one. Oopsie! Before you get all pissy potty at me, you better figure out who did this first. Because I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
This.
What the hell? He owes them one? I hate him. I hate the whole thing.
Well, I for one am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all.
How can you say that now?
Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead.
Then let's
Let's-
decide who will stand guard this time.
I'm going.
Hina?
I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me?
You're always a thorn in my side. This time just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order.
An order? Fine, I'll stay behind.
Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we?
Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
Which is...
Hirobiyaki and Toko no longer are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. Well,
It's your fault.
one of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate.
I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting to her.
Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise? I won't ask you to let all of us in, just let me.
What?
You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway.
And you, Hero, do you really object?
If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request.
Hey,
Man,
We have to find out who killed Sakura, for those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory.
fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byaku, you are not allowed to touch her.
Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer, all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura, it's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it.
Just do it.
Do it! Alright,
I'd better check the Monokuma file before saying anything else. Victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be about noon. Body was discovered in the rec room on the third floor of the school. There's evidence of strong blood on the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seemed that at some point the victim suffered violent vomiting of blood. Interesting.
Hey.
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
So,
The other way into the rec room is the door we just came through, and that door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room, which means that the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside, there was no way in or out until we broke the windows. There's like zero escape,
in
right?
other words,
In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen like this in real life? Are you more curious to hear about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind. When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic steps. First type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, but through some splendid method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right? The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
in other
Oh,
words,
basically the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the
it's
list.
true.
And the third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by
In other
that?
words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
It's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a
In
locked
other
room.
words,
By that I mean there's actually an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's not generally not possible. Then do you think we can cross that one off too? I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. There are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of the 4 choices seems the most likely in this
it's
case?
true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. Right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. Definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can for Sakura, if nothing else. Phew!
alright, it's time to win!
Yes.
Who did it?
Yeah, who did it?
And why and how?
Indeed.
Jeez, all of the questions.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the mastermind?
I have no idea.
And what does Danganronpa mean?
Oh my gosh.
Alright, so who did it? That's the priority number one.
Yeah. It was a blow to the head. And vomiting blood, so the poison was used. We don't know for sure if Byakuya even knows about the poison, but Hiro does. And Hiro knows that they expect Byakuya to know about the poison. So I think I have to investigate to see if Byakuya even knows that the poison exists. And, so, I don't know, I'm really feeling like it's Hiro. I wish it was Byakuya. No offense, Austin. It's your only character left.
Yes.
But he's
Well, I have
fairly
alter ego
annoying.
too.
Oh, alter ego, but yeah. But yeah. At first I was wondering if maybe it was some sort of suicide, but why the blow to the head then and how'd she get sitting in the chair? No.
Alright, group you later.
Go play.
Bye.